Hi and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence and today, as you can see, I'm standing in a different spot than I normally am, and this is going to be the walkthrough of my G.I. Joe room. And before anyone asks, no, there are no 6-inch figures. This is just solely my 1/18 scale figures. The O-ring, 4-inch, and there are even some Super 7s mixed in. And the reason why I do it like this is, in all honesty, this room is fairly small, but I do have a good amount of stuff. And yes, there are people that have much bigger collections, but I always have people asking me, hey, you know what? I'd love to see what your room is. So I do one at the end of the year. This one's actually going to come out a little bit early because I don't see myself picking up any more 1/18 stuff before the end of the year. So I'm going to do a walkthrough. I'm going to show everyone. At the end, I'll even leave a link to the 22 so you can see how much things have changed and if things have even changed. But I do have my stuff set up in a way where I like it telling a story. So I walk through it and I'll tell you the story of why I have certain things set up that way. And again, my hands are going crazy. So anyway, we're going to get into this. But before we do, if you like this content, anything like this, take a second, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit that bell notification so you're notified anytime I do drop any type of G.I. Joe video. Now, let's get to all of this, and I can kind of talk you guys through how I have things set up. All right, so we start off with the headquarters here, and as you can see, I kind of put them side by side. I had two of them, so I used this just to create a much larger headquarters, and most of the stuff right over here is going to be early O-ring stuff. I'd like to kind of keep it that way. So over here, you can kind of see what I have. And a lot of this stuff may be the same as last year. That's my original Wolverine, along with my original Cover Girl. Some of those are some original figures that I had. Dragonfly definitely is not, I can tell you that. Nor is the Ram Cycle or the Vent Mark II, because those are two things I never had. And all of this stuff is actually a newer acquisition. I loved here. I got my spotter. I got and this is what happens. You can't think on the spot. Low light there. He's ready to snipe someone out. You got to have dial tone so he can communicate stuff. But I just kind of wanted to show everything. And then we come down to the headquarters, and there's a couple modern figures, as you can see, but for the most part, these are all going to be older figures. And I love that the vamp can pop up like that. Wanted to have sandbags around it. I somehow acquired an extra one of these, yet I don't have the top of it. So as you can see, I actually have two full headquarters that go together. I have two full headquarters. One's in poor condition, but that's my original one. And this is one of my original Mobats, and I recently just got the gun for it. Here's the Slugger, Zorn. If you are watching, there is a Slugger. All right, I know you really wanted one in classified. So there it is, and there's an APC, and if you are wondering inside, yes, it does have the seat belts. And then over here, we kind of have everything along with a lot of these original figures. Some of them are my original, but again, I just like keeping the O-rings together. I'm gonna come up here. One of these Maulers is my original. The other one I recently acquired in a lot, and it's that one. It's almost complete. Now, this is hard for me to move. Just so you know, I'm literally banging up against a helicopter, and there's a Sky Striker right next to me. So as you can see, I have these figures, and they're just lined up just in a way. Now, these here, there is rhyme, there is reason, but they're not in dynamic poses. A lot of newer 4-inch modern figures. As I come down here, that is one of my original APCs, along with my original Bridge Layer, and a couple of my original Havocs. And here they're kind of pulling in to the checkpoint so they can get in behind, and that's why I have Mutt and Junkyard. We got our little MP, Law and Order. We've got Shockwave up here. And I absolutely love this little police vamp Now, this was a something I purchased on eBay. I think it was like 10 or 15 bucks a few years ago. They still make this mold, so if you're looking for it, you can probably grab one, and they're not real expensive. So everything is meant to be flowing. They're going to be parking behind the our headquarters right here. All right, so I'm going to do my best to show you the top shelf here. It's very difficult. So as you can see, I did get the Blind Woodsman and the supposed glow-in-the-dark snake eyes. That thing doesn't glow in the dark. But there you're going to see the majority of my winter figures, Cobra and Joe. And they're just kind of put in together. Actually, I take that back. This is all the Cobra. The Joes are actually on the other side over here. We got my Ninja Force here. My recently acquired Nunchuck, who I've never had before. Budo is there. And now, as I come down to the next row, this is one of my biggest issues. I told you, not a lot of room. Here I have the Cobra. And here we have the Cobra Ninja Force. Again, a lot of modern. This is not my fully complete Storm Shadow. I do have a fully complete one. Here I have some of the modern figures, and pretty much this is put in to be the Crimson Guard. I love the Crimson Guard. I don't care if they're black, if they're Python Patrol. I always thought of the Crimson Guard as a name, not a color. And until recently, that's not how I looked at it and didn't realize other people did. Here we have a couple stuns, and if you remember, I think last year I actually had 4 stuns. I've actually downgraded a little bit. And here we just have a lot of Cobra Troopers. Destro. Up top, there's only a couple O-ring figures, but all my bats are in there because I just like having those together, and they work really well, all in all together. And then as we come down, I'm going to do my best to kind of show here. Here are my tactical battle platforms. This one here, the one that is yellowed and not complete, is my original one. Not all the pieces are the original, but as you can see, there is a reason why this is here. And I put a whole SEAL team on here, and they're basically ready to get deployed. I got some of the little the boats. You know, I wanted the, again, you could put on the spot. You can never think of stuff. The devilfish there. I do have a complete devilfish. And then I have this complete tactical battle platform, including all the guns, but unfortunately it looks like a couple of them have fallen. So I do have all the guns to it. Everything is complete here, and I put, for the most part, the majority are Marines. And I love Leatherneck, love Gung Ho, and I just kind of put them all together. And yes, before anyone asks, that is Flint. He does have the proper legs. If you remember in my video, I had the wrong legs and didn't realize it because he's my original figure. So as I kind of scoot back, you can kind of see I put this water down here to make it look like it's actually in it. And I did want it against the aircraft carrier, but as I added stuff to everything, it's not as easy to make it all one giant scene. I do have this G.I. Joe helicopter, which is actually my son's. I apologize, I could not tell you the actual name of it. And there we have, this is cover art that I printed on a Canon plotter, and it's called Peel and Stick. Everything that you see, pretty much everything they see on the walls is peel and stick. It is absolutely amazing stuff. Here's my childhood Terrordrome, and inside I have pretty much my Cobra command crew, and obviously lots of guards. I loved piling in the O-ring, mostly O-ring troopers and officers, whether it be Python Patrol or the regular one. There is the female 4-inch. And then a couple modern Televipers. There's my complete Storm Shadow. Oh, I'm looking for my hooded Cobra Commander. He is right there. Destro, who's my original. Dr. Mindbender, not Dr. Mindslaughter. As you can see, I have just a bunch of different stuff and have the camera going because, hey, you know what? He needs to be televising something. All right. Now, I don't really open these too much because a lot of them are broken, and plus how it's put. But I put 3 Cobra claws on it. Because if you don't know, you can put the Cobra claw on this way. You could also just kind of put it down on this. I've seen people do that, but they set just like that. And that is something that I did not know as a child. This table here, I picked up from my sister-in-law, and she was just getting rid of it, and I'm like, that thing is perfect. I threw my Vipers down here, along with my bunker. It doesn't have a top, and it's missing a gun. Hey, if anyone sees anything that is missing and they want to help me out, hit me up. Up top, I have the original Fang, along with the regular Cobra Commander. And then I have the new Fang, which I really don't like. But hey, it's there. And this was something out of the cannon plotter, and it looks like they're able to fly out. I got to figure out some way to get Serpentor flying on his air chariot. And kind of have Cobra Commander just kind of pumping his fist like, you know, you guys don't need to follow him, you need to follow me. And then down here I have all these his tanks, stingers, where they're pulling out, getting ready to attack Joe, go on the attack. It's kind of a smorgasbord, but if you look at last year's video, I believe I had at least 1 or 2 more hisses. Like I said, I had to downsize, I had to put some stuff away. There's just not enough room. But I have these hisses here. They're from, I think, the 50th anniversary of San Diego Comic-Con. I know I had another stinger. So, that is like my Cobra base right here. Alright, so this was new. I took this styrofoam and I wanted to make some sort of winter base. Now, I do have this thing here. I recently acquired it. If you've ever watched Tool Time, and you know every time that he walks downstairs, he hits his head on that pipe, that is this thing. I hit my head on this thing so many times. So over here we have my original Night Raven. It has been fixed because it had some issues. But I used to have a bunch of Cobra stuff here. I really don't know where else to put it. And that's how you know it's mine. I actually drilled in a hook so I could hang it along with my tomahawk. Probably not the brightest thing, but when you're younger, you don't think too much of it. So I have the styrofoam here. And I took the 2 pieces of the base that I have that I'm not using. And I was put another Mobat in here. 3D printed gun. You can use some sticky tack if the pieces break because you want to hold it up there. Here we have the polar bear. Another thing I actually did not have as a child. The helicopter pad. Sneak peek, one of the ugliest figures ever. I like the fact that they gave us this bazooka in reaction. Unfortunately, I don't like reaction, but hey. And then you have to have your general tomahawk. You know, I guess I forgot to remove this, but that's a newer vamp along with clutch. And here I kind of want to have it like they're coming out, 2 snowcats that are about to go to attack or defend or whatever. So now I know what you guys are waiting for, and that is the USS Flagg. Now, before you're wondering, that is what I was standing on so I could get to the top of everything, because not only am I short, but everything is kind of high back there. All right, so my USS Flagg, the story with this is you can see what everyone's kind of doing, and I have Megatron that is kind of attacking. He's attacked the USS Flagg. They're trying to get off. You already got a couple Tomahawks in the sky. You got the Dragonfly, which is actually the Locust. I got an original F-14. So for the most part, on the deck and everything that's happening around it is they're trying to get off so they can come back and attack or do whatever they need to do to fight Megatron. You pretty much have Keel, Hall, and Hawk just kind of looking down. We got the shipwrecks, and we'll get through them in a second. So, we kind of left the Marines just sitting there guarding. But as you can see, everything's kind of happening here. Duke is taking off flight here. Sci-Fi. And I tried to do my best to make these guys look like they're attacking. And I really like the fact that I was able to make Sci-Fi just put him in a running pose. He's running towards it. Here we have the HasLab Sky Striker, which is taking off. And then I have my son's Sky Striker, the 25th anniversary, I do believe, taking off. And again, I use the pilots as crewmen because guess what didn't fund and get all the tiers? This thing. Then down here, I got a couple of the hydrofoils. Yes, that's what I always called them. The water moccasin. A almost complete whale. The only thing that I'm missing is one of the back pieces that control the fins. I actually picked up one. And then we have this here. So the whole idea is Cobra is chasing them. And down here, you got to utilize everything, guys. These are submarines, and they're waiting for them to come, and they're going to come up and attack the hovercraft. And in the back here, I have the Cobra eels ready to attack. They're trying to sneak up on it. Now, before anyone asks, hey, you know what? This thing is open. When I created the water and I painted everything, I cut these little pieces out, and that is supposed to give you the base of where everything is. That's what I wanted, so you know what's on the inside. So here I have a SEAL team that's getting ready to deploy. Underneath here, you can see a bunch of troops. They're obviously transporting vehicles and different things like that. Again, this isn't really going on with what's up here. So, underneath here, I have another Conquest. So, and you will see a lot of double figures that are kind of mixed in. Oh, I kind of forgot to show. So up top here, you know, I have the two of my ripcords. The HasLab one. They're kind of rappelling down to help fight Megatron. Since Black Hawk Down, I wanted to put a figure, a sniper, low light, shooting out of the Tomahawk. Now, I know they use the Black Hawk in that, but I love the snipers shooting out of the Black Hawk because it just shows how amazing these soldiers and sailors actually are when it comes to that. So here we have Bumblebee, and what you don't see here, and I will show you if I can come around, is he's holding the Matrix of Leadership, trying to keep it away from Megatron. And yes, this is the Eagle Hawk, which was my son's. So we come down, you can see everything, and again, lots of stuff going on here. I just recently purchased these, and I'm like, hey, these guys need to be, they need to be just fishing. So if anyone has some fishing poles, you can tell me how to get some little fishing poles. I need it so I can have them fishing. What I really want to get is the old Fisher Price Adventure People's white and blue boat that I had as a kid because I think it'd be awesome. Got a couple sharks down here, along with Deep Six, maybe the worst G.I. Joe figure ever. The weapons and fuel tank for the HasLab. Back here, these things are kind of stuck inside here. This is missing some stuff. I acquired it for free, so I'm not going to complain. There we go. And then down here, you can see a better idea of what's going on the inside. Now, a lot of this may be the exact same as last year. So, while we're here, let's take a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See here, stuff. 6, 7, 8 shipwrecks. Like I said, I got 8 for Christmas. I already had 1. Yes, I did eventually trade 1. So that is why I have only 8 and not 9. And then we take a quick look at the walls. I absolutely love this. This is when we're finding out about Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. My favorite cover that's ever been done on a G.I. Joe. I just wanted the file card and the back of, the cross-sell of the original. The short fuse one was just the best one that I came across. And then we have stuff like this, and even on the floor, the Terradrome, because that one was too big, unlike the one that I printed back there. So that's the reason why you see everything. Originally, the headquarters was over here. That's why that's back there. So that is a look at this part of the room, the aircraft carrier. Now I have one more spot to take a look at. So I kind of had to move some stuff over. I said that room's getting too small, and I like to utilize stuff. So first off, I'll start over here. You ever wonder, I tell you I keep all my boxes for the classified. That is every single box that's come out so far, other than a few that may be upstairs still in my, where I do all my videos that I haven't brought down. They don't take up as much space, but they do take up a lot of space. That is well over 100 figures. All in numerical order, the best that I can do. So that's what I do with my boxes. So the HasLab came with this wonderful, wonderful strip, but I don't need it. I don't need a landing strip. I have the Flagg to land everything on. And I wanted to use it, so I was able to, just by flipping this piece over on this side, it almost fits perfectly across here. And I needed room, so this is what I did. I finally got to use the flight crewman, where he's obviously directing. These Night Ravens are getting ready to take off. Now everything back here, the Cobra stuff, is all the newer O-ring stuff except for this Wild Weasel. As you can see, he's talking to the Baroness. We got a Cobra Trooper here. Here we have a modern 4-inch Fang. They were on clearance. Couple new hisses, and obviously the new O-ring Stinger. And I absolutely loved it. And here we have Cobra Commander. So I had to make some room to change a few things. My basement is a complete mess right now, so try not to pay too much attention to it. And then I need to do something with the Dreadnoughts. And I really thought, you know what? I have this Ewok village. It is absolutely perfect. It's something in the woods, the swamps that you could see the Dreadnoughts living in. And that is what I did. I created a little Dreadnought village here. This is my original Thunder tank. All the Dreadnoughts. Zorana, Xandar, Zartan. They are my originals. These were things that I had as a kid. And yes, I have corrected all of their wastes, if anyone is wondering. These bikes here are little $5 bikes that you can pick up at Target. They're a little small, but they work perfectly fine, especially if you don't have them on it. So that is all my O-ring 4-inch modern figures. I know people ask. I try and change things up. I definitely do try and add things. And this is what it looks like today. All right, so that's it. That is all my 4-inch O-ring figures. People ask about it all the time. They want to know, hey, you know, what does this room look like? Do a tour, different things like that. Hopefully, if you didn't want to hear my voice the whole time, you didn't want to hear the story, you just hit mute. Maybe you fast forwarded through some stuff. It's up to you. It's going to be up there. I am going to put a link to the 2022 video so you can see what is different. Later on down, if you're watching this when this thing first comes out, I will be doing a classified look later on. It's probably going to come out right at the beginning of January, right at the end of December, because unfortunately it takes up my living room and stuff had to come down because it's Christmas time. So there's a lot of stuff, and if you look in the back of my reviews and the things that I've been doing, my live streams, you will see Serpentor and a few other figures that normally would be taking the display place. Anyway, I am gonna go. I spent a lot of time, I feel. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I go on a long time. That is why I do a Monday night toy ramblings. That's what I'm known for. Just carrying on and on and on. I know not everyone loves it. Not everyone likes it, but hey. So I do want to say here, if you're on the social medias, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, a punk with toys, give me a shout, give me a follow, sub, whatever you want to call it. If you're on Facebook, the Facebook group Punks with Toys, because once you join, you're a punk with toys. And last but not least, like I said, if you enjoy the content, if you've been here this damn long, take a second, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit that bell notification so you are notified every time I do drop a G.I. Joe video. Now I'm going to get out of here, but if you want to see last year's video, the 2022 video, it's right up here. And right here will be the playlist of all the other foreign stuff that I've done and other G.I. Joe stuff. Take care.